Hi, this is Charlie Mato-Toyela. This morning we're going out to get some materials to make flutes with, and I just thought you might like to see what it looks like. We're actually going to a real sawmill today, not just a regular run-of-the-mill retail store, although we do, get wood from there as well, but this sawmill is pretty nice and kind of neat, and we're also going to go out and cut some river cane just real quick this morning. So anyway, come along with us. Let's see what happens. Okay, so here we are in one of our favorite lumber yards here in the southeast. We're going to be going in and picking out some eastern red cedar, which is the whole reason that we're here, and figuring out what we're going to do with it. We've got some boxes that we'll be making pretty soon, not ones we'll sell on our website, but at a few art shows we're going to. And we also have, of course, flute orders that we make with the eastern red cedar. So let's go take a look at some of the wood and see what they've got. So this is what a real lumber yard looks like. You can hear the machines in the background and see what's going on. This is the office. It's a kind of a neat little office. We're gonna go see what kind of wood they've got for us today. Okay, still cutting materials now, and we were picking up some red cedar earlier, and now we're out in the cane patch. Behind me is something kind of unusual. This is the only location I've ever run into this much variegated river cane. If you notice, it's all kind of a yellowish orange color, and there's some little green, tiny little stripes on it. It's actually all green right now. It's very immature. It's not old enough to really used for anything yet. None of it's dead. This piece here may be dying, but down at the bottom it's still got some life in it. It's just variegated. It's something to do with the location where we're at. Has some nitrogen or lack of nitrogen in the soil. Either one of those things I think can cause it to variegate like this, but it's really pretty. I've used some of it to make some flutes, and they're about the same as the other flutes, except for the color is a little different once they've dried and cured out. I did want to show you real quick how to cut some river cane in a way that I don't think I showed you before. This is a piece that's been dead for a while. I actually found it laying over on the ground, and it's not cracked. It's got a piece of vine on here and some different lines, but there's no crack, so it's a good piece to make flutes out of. And you notice these little limbs poking up. Well, those can get in the way. The easiest thing to do is hold your knife at about a 25-degree angle and go just like that, and then this machete makes pretty quick work of most of this, and it's very dull too. Unfortunately, not sharp as I need it. I actually had one subscriber and good friend offer to keep my knife sharp for me, but I haven't taken him up on the offer yet. Just been too busy. There's a couple of different ways to cut it. Of course, if you slice down, because of the force that's going down and pushing into the roots in the ground, usually it cuts pretty smooth even with a dull knife like this. Or like this piece that's already cut, I'm going to cut it at about a 35-degree angle or so right here, just really quick, and kind of pull at the same time. And it's a dull knife, otherwise it wouldn't have taken so much effort. But this is a good piece. Now, it's still a little bit too long for me to carry in my car, but I don't want to ruin any of these pieces. A lot of times when you try to cut it, it may not go through like it did on that skinny piece up at the top. So what I'm going to do here is a tried and true technique. You probably want to push it away from your hand instead of towards your hand like I do. I usually keep my hand down here anyway. And I'm just bumping it and trying to keep my bumps in a circle all the way around the cane. And although it's not real pretty or real fancy like that, it doesn't really crack or throw any breaks down the river cane. So I'll be able to cut this piece off right here and make a mouthpiece out of it, and then make my flute and another mouthpiece and another flute, because river cane is some pretty good stuff. But this is one of my newfound favorite river cane patches. It belongs to a friend of ours, or at least an associate, somebody who we've kind of befriended, and he allows me to come out and cut whenever I want to. This species of river cane grows all over the southeast. It grows up through North Carolina. There's actually some of it right in downtown Cherokee, North Carolina. And it grows out as far as Texas I know of, but I'm sure there's probably a little bit more of it around in the world. Oh, it's also in Tennessee too. There's quite a bit of it there when we used to live in Tennessee. But these are all going to be flutes one day, and that's a lot of flutes. But we're out here today just picking up some pieces to make a few walking stick flutes for a few customers where we've kind of depleted our walking stick flute making material. But in either case, like I said, just wanted to show you guys what part of our day looks like sometimes, and see, the materials we use. You'll get to see some more materials here shortly when we go and get some oak and some western cedar from a retail store. But it's a lot of river cane here. Anyway, we'll see you shortly. Okay, so it's been a really long day. Oh my gosh, lots of wood and bringing it back to the shop and going all over to get the supplies we need. And it's nighttime now, and we're at the local retail store where we're going to go pick out a couple of choice pieces of, let's see, I think western cedar and some oak. So let's go see what they've got. So we come here to pick out some oak for one of our fantastic oak bow staffs, and I think I like this one here a lot. It's a good piece of solid wood. A nice weight to it. And of course, I drove the small car today, so I guess we're going to have to cut it down to size. So let's see here. I think I'm going to cut this board in half. And since it's 11 feet long, let's say we make it about 5.5 feet. The best thing is these guys don't mind. Okay. Makes it a little bit easier to carry. And we'll just take both of these. Lots of good cedar here. Western cedar, of course, is a little bit different color than the red cedar that we use. Boy, is this stuff expensive. I'm just kidding.